Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. On today's show, I'm coming live from the Eastern Regional NASBA Conference in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, we had our first day, and yesterday we started out with a presentation by NASBA Chair Janice Gray and President and CEO Ken Bishop. After their brief and very welcoming presentation, we enjoyed a presentation from some Gen Z people. And it was very interesting to hear from the Gen Z employees and what they're looking for in accounting practice. It's very different than when I was starting working in the business. And so it's interesting how they're looking for in the business area. And it was interesting to hear what they're looking for in the office atmosphere. And so what they were looking for, they don't like the whole cubicle thing. They really want to be very engaged, and they're looking for an engaging atmosphere, and they want to interact with their fellow employees. They really want to work as a team. And they want to be challenged, and is what they were saying. They want to be challenged, and they don't want to be given. It was interesting. They gave an example, whereas they said that, when you come and say, look, here's a project, take this and get back to me. They really don't want to do that. They want to take it so that you show them what you want to do. They want to see it one time, and then, from that point forward, they'll go with it. They don't want you to give them, say, okay, come back, see what you do with it, and bring it back. They really want to work as a team with you, and then from that point forward, they can take the project and they can work with it. And the other thing is, they really are embracing the artificial intelligence, and they are really looking at it. They're really, really embracing it, and they're not running away from it. And, as they said, the Gen Zs really want immediate answers to their questions. They don't, when we were growing up, it was like, okay, we have this project and we have to sit here and we have to figure it out. They want the immediate answers. So they're going to be asking a lot of questions. And again, they have that Google thing. Hey, if you don't know the answer, Google it. They don't take the time. They want that immediate response. And it's even when we're working on projects and working with teams. So it's something that it was really interesting to hear what they had to say. So that was great. So then actually after that program, they talked about the 120, 150 for testing and license. NASBA's put together a CPA working group that is looking at the 120, 150 issue and how each state handles the issue. And after looking at the issue and looking at the whole project from the 300,000 feet, they've made the following recommendations. They really believe that NASBA and the state should continue to support the 150 model. However, they should communicate better with the requirement in each state when it comes to the license and exam requirements. Currently, 38 states you're allowed to take the exam after you do your 120 hours. And then after that, after you get your additional 30, then you can take and become licensed. But on the other hand, you have 13 states that still have the whole 150 package. That means you have to do the whole 150 before you take the exam and get the license. So they feel that we need to actually communicate better with the public as well as our candidates on what the requirements are in each state. In addition to that, they're concerned about those 30 hours of additional hours that you need. We all hear about, you could pretty much take anything. And, that's really not the goal here. They really feel that the students need some guidance on what topics to take, such as technology, and really define the coursework that they should be looking for, especially when they're really looking at a specific area. So for instance, you go to accounting and you're like going, okay, I really am interested in sports. So I really want to do accounting for them. And then those additional 30 hours could be something in the sports arena so that, they know a little bit about the profession that they're looking to do the accounting work for. So I thought that was a really good point. The next thing, they really started a discussion about the evolution of the CPA profession. They really started with a discussion and actually presented a video called The Slope of the Curve. And I believe that that website for that video is in the comments section. And it was really an eye-opening video. So if you really do get a chance, take a look at this, because I really think it brings it home from the discussion. This short video defines how 47% of all jobs will be changing over the 5 to 10 years because of technology and globalization. This even includes the CPA profession. We will see data entry, transactional tasks, and repetitive type jobs being replaced by the AI. We could see this being moved to the robot. Just like, when the banking, we don't go to tellers anymore. We have the ATMs, the Easy Pass. We don't go to the, toll booth. It's not just manufacturing jobs anymore. It is all the jobs out there that we could be replaced. And all the stakeholders agree that technology and analytics are the key to the future of the profession. But what is the answer? So they're considering expanding the education to include relevant technology and analytic coursework for the licensure. But is this really enough? I don't know. The stakeholders will continue to discuss this. Actually, we're going to be breaking into smaller groups today. This is the second day of the event. And actually is going to be part of the conversation, hearing from the stakeholders, how are we going to move to the future and how we're going to make this transition so that we can embrace this technology and the globalization of the whole workforce. So again, there is an opportunity for you as a CPA, or even as an accounting person, or someone who is interested to comment on this. So NASBA is accepting comments up until August 9th on this issue. And you can learn more about the evolution of the CPA. Again, we are going to be showing that website at the bottom in the comments section. So take a look at that. It really dives into the more detail of the whole issue. And if you'd like to talk about it or give your comments to NASBA, I know they would appreciate it. Again, they'd like to have them all by August 9th. So that's something you might want to take a look at. We closed out the day with a presentation and discussion on the battle on the anti-regulation. And this was really interesting. Currently, there's a group called ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Council, in America. It's the largest nonpartisan volunteer membership organization of state legislators dedicated to principles of limiting government and the free market. This one I found really interesting. They believe clearing the hurdles to get a license limits the free market. They believe that what drives consumer protection is competition, your reputation, legal remedies, and not regulation. The market competition encourages innovation, job growth, and not occupational licensing. So currently, there are 25 states looking at anti-regulatory legislation, and actually 4 of them already signed in as a law addressing this. So actually, NASBA has joined a group called, it's ARPL, which means Alliance for Responsible Professional Licensing. And ARPL promotes a responsible, balanced approach to professional licensing by educating policymakers and the public of the importance of high standards, education, experience that are relied on to protect the public's safety and trust. And so it is very important that we educate the federal and state governments and understand that regulations, we are concerned about regulation, but actually regulations are there to help the public and for the public safety, the health, and the well-being of everyone. And so NASBA has joined, and like I said, has joined together with other professional organizations, engineers, to put together this group to actually educate and to help guide the government and actually to counter, or maybe even debate ALEC, which is that other organization that's looking to limit the regulations that we all deal with. Now, ARPL actually is, like I said, it's a brand new endeavor, and they actually will be launching their website, which will in July, and you can see additional details about that. So, like I said, this will not be, you can't go to it today. It won't be available until mid-July. It's going to be www.responsiblelicensing.org. So, NASBA will be working closely with other state societies on the issues and in what's happening in each state, and so also it could be happening on the federal level as well. So we could be going to battle, and we could be facing this in the near future. Like I said, we do have 25 states currently looking at legislation. Maryland is not one of them, and actually 4 have already been put into law. I believe it was Arizona, Arkansas, Idaho, and I believe it was Montana or Missouri. So that I believe that's the 4. So as you can see, we covered some really, really important subject matters yesterday. And actually today, as I stated, we're going to be expanding our discussion on the evolution of the CPA. We're going to be talking about peer review, the new CPE audit efficiency, and the CPE compliance. So let me just talk about that a little bit. So what they're going to be doing there, it's going to be as we currently do with Enrolled Agent, where we send in your credits that you're earned as an enrolled agent to the IRS. NASBA has actually put together, it's called the CPE Audit Efficiency and CPE Compliance. It's a software, whereas as a state society, we will be reporting to the state of Maryland the credits that you've earned as a CPA. And so what happens at that point, when you go in for your license renewal, they can see what you've reported compared to what the state-sponsored CPE providers have reported, and they can cross-check to make sure, so hopefully they're seeing this as an automated auditing process, whereas instead of you going and saying, did you really confirm, by requiring you to send the outline, the buyers and everything, they can see from the state-sponsored organizations that yes, they were there, they cross-check it and say, oh, yep, you're good. So hopefully they're thinking that this is going to be a great automated and a quicker and efficient way to confirm that you have earned and all the CPE you need to keep your license. So we're going to hear about that today, which I think is going to be very important. And then from my understanding, that should be going to be released, I think, by the end of June. Now, Maryland is currently, I actually met with the state of Maryland board yesterday, and Maryland is already looking at how they can marry this into their current system, because they are looking to expand that system. And it looks like it's going to be a very good working process, and it's going to be able to be work together. And so this can happen in Maryland. So we'll keep you posted on that. So I'll give you all the final details in my next week's show on all the additional issues we talk about today. So also, so like I said, I'm real excited. We've had a great first day yesterday. Today, I think it's just going to be, again, jam-packed with information, and which I would, I continue to share with our members. And these are one of the great important things that the society does for its members by keeping their eyes and ears to the ground on what's going on in, around us, nationally as well as locally. So next, so also just want to change gears real quick. Remember, next week we're hosting an event next Wednesday on how to represent your client in the IRS and state tax collection process. It's a great low price of $80, and you can earn 4 hours of CPE, and then you can enjoy a full buffet breakfast and do some great networking with your fellow peers. So that hopefully did you have time to join us next week. So again, that's next Wednesday. It's in northern Baltimore County. So for all those members who've been saying, we need something up here in northern Baltimore County, hopefully you'll be able to join us and enjoy us and have a great breakfast and hear some great presentation. And again, we are blessed to have Eli Knopf and Justin Hughes from Frost Associates doing the presentation, and they do an amazing job. So again, shout out to them for helping us out and enjoying and continuing to present great education for us. So I know it's been a short show. It's only been 15 minutes, but Until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you next week.